Awesome. So can everyone hear me and see me all right? Okay, great. Just wait. We'll just wait another 1 minute or so for people to join in. All right, I think we can get started. So, hey everyone, my name is Raj, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Meaningful Work, and I'm joined today by Libby Berenson, the co-founder and CEO of Geenees. I'm really grateful for all of you here today and really excited to share our work. Before we get started, I would like to acknowledge the land upon which I'm speaking today, which is the stolen and unceded territory of the Tsleil-Waututh, Lumi, Wassanic, Katsi, Stolo, and Semiahmoo First Nations. And as members of the corporate impact community, I would really like to stress the active role that we must continue to play towards reconciliation and justice for Indigenous peoples. A little bit of housekeeping and accessibility. We have live auto-generated closed captions available, and you can turn them on or off using the CC button. Yes. And we do also encourage you to keep your camera on and engage in the Q&A. However, if you feel more comfortable, you can also keep the camera off and participate through the reaction buttons in Zoom. We will be recording the session, and so if you do not wish to be part of the recording, if you are speaking, just keep your camera off. And please say hi in the chat and feel free to introduce yourself or your organization. So the agenda for today, we'll be going through a few different sections. So start off by talking about why are we here today and what's the needs currently in the industry of HR and impact, specifically around empowering employees to give back. We'll talk a bit about meaningful work, about giving in time and talent, as well as Geenees and what these companies are about, as well as how companies can really benefit from a combination of meaningful work and Geenees. We'll do a bit of Q&A, and at the end of the event, there will be a post-event survey. So really appreciate it if you're able to fill that out. It'll show up on your browser after the Zoom screen has ended. I'll now pass it over to Libby to give us to start us off.
So hello, everyone. My name is Libby Berenson, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Geenees. And so the reason that we're gathered here today is because you probably feel the same type of pain points that I felt just before I started Geenees. So before I did Geenees full-time, I was actually a director of operations in a company called Coho, which you might have heard about. And part of growing that company, I joined as person number 13, grew that company to over 80 people, and now they're over 250. And part of the responsibilities of that role was, of course, developing all the talent and HR components, the teams, the engagement, retention, and recruitment of people. And so I faced the same kind of pain points and problems and challenges that you probably face, and that's why you're here today, is thinking about, okay, first of all, how to recruit the right type of people, how to be competitive in the market, how to create a good employer brand, how to engage my employees that in a way that is very positive and impactful for the community. And so for us, Raj and I came together and said, hey, we're doing something great here, and we're offering a really great tool, both of us in different ways, for the community, for corporations, companies, in different sizes. Why don't we help them create even better employer brands while empowering employees to do good by themselves for causes that they support and they empowered to do that. So So a few things that is important for today and things that you might be facing and looking for yourself. And a few of the solutions that we can offer you of how to do it in a different way this year for the holiday season. So first of all, we know that we're facing in a virtual world. Am I stuck? Do you guys hear me? Do you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah, you're back.
Okay, cool. So in a virtual world, you definitely feel that you need to create a culture of positive giving and empowerment engagement. However, it's really hard to do it remotely. Talent retention, you probably face and understand the competitive and challenging market that you currently have to retain talent in a different world. Now, the thing is that talent is now looking for much more than just a salary, much more than just a culture. They're looking for value-driven companies. And you have to present yourself in that way in order to be competitive and win the best talent in the market. Employer brand, we talked about that. Create deeper connections. Again, with our world right now, how can we do that without the physical volunteering work that we can do usually in a team environment, team building? We have to go online. So how can we remain that deeper connection and emotional connection that our employees are feeling? New generations of donors and employees, they're looking for that meaningful giving. They're looking for that meaningful connection, direct connection that they can create in the world. That higher power, that mission is what drives them. And of course, you definitely want to be innovative and an adaptive culture. You want to set yourself as a great opportunity to employees to join your company, in being really innovative and changing constantly to the environment and the cultures. And lastly, the increasing needs. So what I mean by that is, as with COVID-19, as you know, nonprofits and families in need have increased their need, and they're overwhelmed with the amount of requests that people have from the public to help with different sections. If it's mentorship, if it's knowledge base, if it's necessities, there are a lot of need coming from the public right now and very little resources to be able to support them. So those are kind of the pain points, the main pain points that we want to offer some support for you. And now we have a little bit of a better way to help you do that. So we're going to talk about 3 options. One is the way to give back with time and talent, meaning mentorship opportunities where your employees can be involved in helping others with their skills and talent. And that's where meaningful work comes in. And they are able to really fully give you the best support to be able to have your employees help others. The other way is giving kind donations, so products and service directly to families in need. And this is where we come in with a platform that gives necessities to families in need and nonprofits. And then an opportunity for you to double the impact, which means combining both of these platforms together to create even a bit more impact and more sustainable impact for the future of your employees and your company. And this is where we're matching meaning with magic, where you're basically allowing your employees to give back, not only with mentorship, but also with necessities. So we're going to talk about how that works in a second, but just to lay down of those options are here for you, and they're now kind of better than ever. Thanks, Raj. Over to you.
Awesome. So thanks so much, Libby. That was great. I will kind of continue by talking a bit about meaningful work. So our journey actually started in February 2020 when a few of us came together and decided to look at some of the deeper challenges in our society. We realized that nonprofits are actually adapting to a new normal and that people had talent and that they're willing to give. And the nonprofit organizations could receive that gift and turn it into on-the-ground impact. In our conversations with hundreds of nonprofit and business leaders, we also learned about the opportunity for companies to give back in bigger and better ways. So we got started. You can switch the slide, Libby. And so when we got started, our initial platform was just some Google Forms and to help people find their perfect volunteer opportunity. And that went great. We had some great success stories. And so we took it to the next level by launching our platform this year, which has since attracted nearly 200 nonprofits, 200 individuals, 10 companies, and it's continuing to grow. Our mission is to spark purposeful connections, and our vision is to build the most impactful global community for giving. And that's why we built Meaningful Work. So as Libby mentioned, social and environmental issues have come to the forefront of everyone's thoughts on just about anything, and employment is no exception. We know that employees will stay longer and work harder at companies that align with what they believe, and even more so for companies that provide hands-on opportunities to give back. One of the best solutions to provide these opportunities for your employees is to create an employee volunteer program. But it is really hard. There's a lot of work that goes into building partnerships, finding the right opportunities, and sharing stories of impact. And that's why we've built our community platform. It comes, I think you can switch the slide as well, Libby. That's why we built our community platform. It comes preloaded with hundreds of opportunities and nonprofits to connect with. It's a place for employees to learn about issues and nonprofits that they care about and find their perfect volunteer opportunity. It's also a place for HR, impact, and marketing leaders to track volunteer hours, the impact created, and share stories of the work that has been done. It really helps employees give while also receive, and especially that recognition that they do deserve. Next slide. Now, you might be wondering why team and skill-based volunteering in particular. So we believe that these opportunities maximize the dollar value of impact to the nonprofit, while also providing a highly engaging experience for the employee. However, donations and casual volunteering also offer some great opportunities to give and learn, and we will be adding those to our platform quite soon as well. So next, I'll be talking about some of the types of opportunities on Meaningful Work. So when we talk about giving back on Meaningful Work, it's particularly through some of these specific opportunities that we have really nice templates for nonprofits to create, and that really enables these opportunities to be standardized and really easy to engage with, and really fitting into the busy lives of your employees. So these include an advising call. So this is really connecting with an expert, say, for example, if a nonprofit needs help in marketing, maybe running their next campaign, they might want a few words of advice, and that's when they'd set up an advising call. For projects might be getting a team and working on that specific campaign over a few weeks, which would be more of a hands-on team-based activity. That would be an example of a project. Events are really important to nonprofits as well, and often they need help with advising or to set up the event, or even audiovisual on the day of, or photography. So these are some events where people can give back. And finally, board and committee members. And this is a really important part of the nonprofit leadership, and it's also a really cool opportunity for employees to learn some leadership skills and contribute with whatever their profession is, the professional skills are towards the causes that they care about. I'll talk next about some impact stories. So Meaningful Work throughout, after the sort of the volunteer matching, how that works is essentially we suggest some opportunities, and volunteers or individuals can browse through the platform and look up opportunities that match with their skills and impact areas. Once they find an opportunity that works for them, they can set up a call with the nonprofit just to make sure it's a good fit, and then they get started. As they're working through the opportunity, they can log hours and things that they've learned along the way, and it finally culminates at the end in an impact story. And these are things that can be shareable and sent out on all of your social media platforms as a company, as well as for the individual volunteer. And so one story I'd like to share is really unique and interesting, where a volunteer from a local drone footage company actually was able to record some drone videos for Habitat for Humanity over in Coquitlam. So Habitat for Humanity creates affordable housing, and they were able to actually create some really awesome videos with some help from a skilled volunteer. And this is just one really neat example of what giving could look like and how it might be different from what you traditionally imagine volunteering to be. Next slide, please. So many ways to give back, and people can give back with all sorts of skills, from marketing to HR to video creation to advising on communications or finances as well. But where can you fit employee volunteering program into the rest of your company, especially integrating it with your HR and marketing strategy? And I think there's many ways. One of the benefits is, of course, engagement and retention, and you can do that by using employee volunteering for team building, as well as aligning work with an individual's purpose and creating a bit of a purpose plan for people to really get to work on things that they care about. The other benefit is employee skill development. And one way you could do that is as an onboarding. Part of that onboarding process might be volunteering as a team. And that's something that we do at Meaningful Work. As well as setting some personal development goals and helping using skill-based volunteering as a way to achieve those. It's also a way to strengthen brand value, particularly with marketing. Helps a lot with impactful storytelling, as well as boosting community presence by building new partnerships with nonprofits. And all this really contributes to a stronger bottom line. And a study by Volunteer Canada has shown that employee volunteer programs can boost profits by at least $2,400 per employee per year. So Meaningful Work really helps you to achieve these benefits, particularly in the beginning by starting an employee volunteer program. That's really difficult, or perhaps enhancing your existing one. And so we have a guide and some consulting to help with that. Particularly, the next step is really getting buy-in, and that can be difficult. So we provide some lunch and learns to talk to your employees and understand what would be really interesting for them. Next is really being able to engage employees and teams. And so that's what we do through a Meaningful Match, which is our smart recommendation feature, as well as Volunteer Buddies, which is a new program we have to understand better what your employees are interested in and provide some personalized recommendations. Next, we also help with managing the program and the people. So being able to invite all your employees, as well as seeing what they're working on, as well as their impact stories. And finally, being able to collect those metrics and those impact stories for your year-end reporting, as well as along the way to tell, really share that story of how your company is giving back to the community, to the world, and towards the impact areas that you care about. Next slide, please. Now, there are some other solutions out there, from the larger platforms like Benevity to running your own volunteer program completely in-house. There are definitely some other options to give back, but here are some reasons why we believe Meaningful Work is worth checking out. Really helps you create the most impact, we believe, for the number of hours you put in to your community. It's an opportunity to engage your whole organization. We have some really ready-to-go skill and team-based volunteering opportunities. Get to track your impact and tell your story. And finally, get to join a growing community that is growing with companies, nonprofits, as well as individuals joining together to give back. So thanks so much for listening to this part of the presentation. I'll pass it on to Libby, who will talk a bit more about Geenees and let you know about what's going on there.
Thank you, Raj. Okay, so let's go into the second option for how you can empower employees. And again, think about while we're talking, what makes sense for you? What is the best way to empower your employees with your company culture that you currently have? Let's talk about Geenees now. So Geenees is all about granting wishes for those who need it most. Nonprofits and their families in need are actually able to create wish lists of specific items and ask for necessities in an anonymous way, and donors in the public, everyone in the room right now, as well as your employees, are actually able to pick whatever wish they want to give and send it directly to the nonprofit or to the organization. And so the reason we do it is we believe that there's a better way. We want to change the way people give, really creating that emotional connection between donors and families in need, while allowing nonprofits really to engage new types of donors and facilitate donations in a meaningful and really easy way. Why? Because families need necessities and they stay anonymous and request them, besides going on Facebook and actually ask for things with their name and profile on it. Nonprofits are really struggling to connect donors, and also they're overwhelmed with the amount of logistics and volunteering time that needs for that. And donors are actually looking for other ways. They want to make sure that their $20 actually make an impact on somebody else's life. And they're starting to reduce their cash donations. So there's a better way to connect all three needs. So I mentioned that a quick before, but basically Geenees is the first product and service giving platform. We're not a fundraising platform. However, we do have an option to donate in cash. It's just not our core. It's an add-on to what we do. So again, how it works is that we work with nonprofit and organizations and charities in order for them to vet and choose the families in need to get listed on Geenees. And then families go into the platform with a unique code and create their wish list of items. It can be boots size 7, pads for women, household items, whatever they feel necessary. And then anyone in the public can see these wish lists right away, make a donation, and the item is delivered directly to them. And they also receive a thank you note and a text receipt. So how the app looks like, just to give you a quick visual for understanding. So if you go to geenees.co, you will see how that looks like and kind of our goal to achieve this holiday season, some of the nonprofits we work with, and some of the testimonials from our donors. But if you go to Grant a Wish, you will see right away that you're able to filter by locations, which are some of the provinces we're already in, the causes that might be interesting for you or your employees, and they want to impact, type of wish lists, and even a budget. And so just to give you a quick example, this is a family of 6. They're a full-time student with 4 daughters. They shared a little bit of their story, but they're still anonymous. They were approved by Mosaic, which is a big charity here in BC. And it's a taxable wish list, which means that for any donation, in-kind donation here, the donor actually receives a tax receipt. And then each person can go into the app, choose whatever product they want to give. These are some of the products that were already granted for this family. And it's sent directly to the family. So that's kind of the quick visual there. So let's get back to the slides. So some of the nonprofits we work with and some of the impacted communities, we definitely have different ones. It's open to any type of nonprofit, and it's free for them currently to join. So we really encourage small nonprofits to join as well, because this is another way for them to engage new types of donors. Some of the thank you notes and success stories from past years. We have launched this in October 19. We launched it with 2 beta nonprofits, which is PCA2 Student Association and Burnaby Neighbor House here in BC. And then now, of course, it grew, especially with COVID-19, the need for Geenees has really grown. Some of the recognition that we already received, we were part of different competitions, and we really want to impact the community. So it's getting acknowledged more and more in the public. Okay, so how does that relate to you? So we actually launched something new, very cool, specifically for corporations. The public was our main market or target users before, but just for the holiday season, we said, hey, we can do something very nice for the companies out there that are looking for different ways to engage their employees. So what you can do on Geenees right now is actually to give credits per each employee for a set amount of budget that you decide, $20, $50, $100, whatever works for you. And I'm sharing a quick demo. The employee himself, they will sign up to Geenees with their corporate email. They will get verified with their email so that we know that it comes from your company. And then they can go and choose whatever cause they want to support and family they want to support. And their credits are actually immediately applied from your company. By that option, you are actually passing that opportunity for employees to give in a way that really feels meaningful for them. If I want to support single moms or youth or seniors, I can do that right away as an employee and feel empowered by my company to do that. So you'll see that credits are applied directly right away. Okay, so thank you. If you want to talk about specifically giving in kind donations and having your employees giving that to causes that they need, contact us. We would love to support you. And I'll continue to how we're working together on this and how can you actually double the impact with Geenees and Meaningful Work together. Raj, jump in if you want to. I'm just going to continue from there.
Go for it.
Yeah, so we came together and we thought, hey, we both are trying to accomplish the same mission. We're trying to create impact in the community. How can we engage employees to do it in a better way? So here's what we came up with. Think about it as dollars for doers. What if your employees are able to give in mentorship, and for every hour they're actually receiving an X amount of dollars from the company to spend on giving back? So they're basically getting credits with their volunteering opportunities. So you're really engaging the people that are already contributing to the community, and they want to impact they want to create a bigger impact. It really encourages meaningful giving. It really doubles the impact because you're able to focus on the people that are giving back. You're able to kind of give them additional benefit if they already contribute to the community. Engage and grow talent. And the reason that this is important is, yes, you're engaging them with cash donations, in-kind donations, with the causes that they want to support, but you also allow them to get mentoring opportunities, share their skills. And we all know that when you teach something, you actually learn much better. So you're actually growing their talent, you're growing their skills and mentorship skills while giving back. So which is, I think, a really neat and unique opportunity. So in order to do that, of course, just kind of a side note, this equation can always change. We're really adaptive to any company, us and Meaningful Work as well. So definitely see what works for you. If you decide for every 5 mentorship hours or volunteering hours, you get an X amount of dollars. It can always be done. It's all really adjustable. We just want to give it. We want to just give an example for you to see how it can be applied. Yeah. So closing off with kind of what is good for you. How do you want to give? How do you want to set yourself apart this holiday season for your employees and for your employer brand? And so again, giving in time and talent, giving in kind donations, or matching meaning with magic can be really a cool opportunity that is unique for this year. And definitely we will share all of this at the end of the session in an email with all the contact information and really buttons that you can just click in and contact us right away. Raj, anything here, or should we close with some questions?
No, that sounds great. Yeah, we'll send over everything pretty soon, so don't worry about that. Yeah, yeah, happy to take any questions and answers, or take any questions. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, we wanted to thank you for being here. Definitely opening the floor right now for any questions or anything that you kind of want to voice out. So thank you so much for in the chat to presenting yourself and saying hi. Raj, we might just continue with kind of the post-event survey. Do you want to quickly talk about that?
Yeah, sounds good. So as soon as this call is over, you'll be redirected, I believe, to a page on your browser, which has a post-event survey. So if you have any suggestions for us, we'd really appreciate that, as well as if there's anything that you would like to see for a future event, you could also enter that into that survey. We really appreciate it. We've done different events in the past. Some have been focused on nonprofits, some have been focused on how companies can give back better and how individuals can give back as well. So happy to kind of understand what you might be interested in learning about, and happy to kind of present that content as well.
Sounds good. Awesome. So Roger, we're closing. Do you need anything?
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think we're good to go. Sounds good. If you have any other questions, feel free to contact us at these emails, as well as our websites as well too. Thanks so much.
And you'll get the recording in email. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.